Fire leaves 2 Cascade Township condominium units a total loss and at least temporarily puts about 15 people out of their homes. The early morning fire was the second blaze in 6 months at the Forest Hills condominiums. That's where we find 24-hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia tonight. Tony?
Good evening, Emily. Investigators say they are not yet sure what caused this fire. They say at first glance there's no sign of anything suspicious. The daylight shows us just how much this building was damaged. You can see that roof line singed just terribly. It also shows for the people coming back to look at their homes just how little is left inside.
It was hard. It was hard. It was very hard.
Hard for Maria Rodriguez to walk through her own home a little more than 12 hours after fire ripped a hole in her roof and burned so many of her possessions.
The ones that are not burned are wet.
It was a fire she didn't even notice at first. Maria did have problems with some of her upstairs light fixtures last night.
So then I decided, well, I might have some electrical problem, and it's almost 11 o'clock, so I probably have to take care of this tomorrow.
She smelled smoke even, but couldn't figure out where it was coming from. It was Maria's neighbor across the way, Marie Kochi, who saw the smoke. She was driving into the complex when she saw it, though she couldn't find the source either.
Because of the fire we had last December here, I was a little paranoid, so I rolled down the window and I was kind of sniffing around the air, and I thought, okay, something's wrong, something's wrong.
She called 911.
They originally called to an odor of smoke in the area.
Firefighters worked to pinpoint it. They couldn't find anything inside Maria's home, but when they came around to the back, they saw the smoke, and Maria had to get out.
I was pretty upset. I cried till I found some people down there, and everybody hugged me.
All of a sudden, the fire just burst through the roof, and it's like, oh, not again.
Neighbors and the condo association unfortunately familiar with helping residents after a fire. Days before Christmas 2008, a fire that started in a carport left 7 residents without a home.
I hate to say we had a test run in December, but we kind of know which way to go with it now.
This fire forced the evacuation of 6 units.
The first 2 probably will be a complete loss. The roof and top floors are pretty well gone.
There was one piece of good news for Maria today. She was able to get her car out.
Yeah, that was the most important. I'm going to see what else I can get and figure out where I'm going to live now, because that's something that I don't know, we'll see.
The Red Cross isn't putting Maria and some of her neighbors up in a hotel again tonight. She says she has some friends who she could stay with as a temporary measure, but after that she's just not sure. We should point out it might take some time. We went over to the home, the condos where the fire happened in December. Work is still continuing on those. We should also point out that the people who live furthest away from the fire in this particular building have been let back into their homes this afternoon. Live in Cascade Township, Tony Tagliavia, 24-hour News 8.